another matter that's related to 6 March, and of course a date engraved with both promise and skepticism, Ghanaians hold their breath, questioning the fate of the National Cathedral, a colossal undertaking that has devoured $58 million, yet struggles to ascend beyond the ground it was meant to transform. The imminent commissioning hangs in suspense, leaving the nation to wonder, will today mark the realization of a grand vision or the unveiling of a multi-million-dollar grifter? There's more in this report.
Lead up to the 2016 general elections, President Akufo-Addo vowed to build Africa's largest cathedral if elected, a personal promise he made to God. On Ghana's 60th independence anniversary, March 6, 2017, it looked like the pledge was going to be fulfilled when President Akufo-Addo broke ground for the cathedral construction to begin.
My house shall be called the house of prayer for all people. That is what we have begun today.
It was until 2020 that actual work began, after the homes of some justices of the Court of Appeal and key infrastructure were pulled down, all nicely put, relocated. Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta, during the 2019 budget presentation, pledged that the cathedral would not be a financial strain on the state, as a substantial portion of the funds will be sourced from donations.
The 100 cedis a month club, also dubbed Kitwe Biarenswa. The aim of the club is to raise 1 million Ghanaians who will give 100 cedis a month for the construction of the National Cathedral.
This song will soon change. A chunk of the $58 million spent on the project so far has come from national coffers. Ken Ofori-Atta himself told Parliament when he was summoned in November for a censure hearing. Government gave $25 million as seed money towards the project, and later another $35 million. The message was clear.
For his blessings to us as a nation. I'm proud to announce to the nation that we have commissioned one of the most iconic of contemporary global architects and a son of Ghana, David Adjaye, as the main architect for the project.
The project attracted a lot of criticism, which grew louder after COVID-19 threw the economy out of gear. For many, 100 million interdenominational cathedral was not a priority. Interest groups poured onto the streets to protest.
Justice for Ghana has taken a resolute stand that we don't want anything there to be called a cathedral.
They were not alone. Chiefs voiced their displeasure. In Parliament, the debate was extensive.
Passing by will poke fun at you. Yes. He started something he couldn't finish. This is the word of the Lord.
For the Board of Trustees of the project, this was all but a spiritual warfare.
The times are difficult, and that's what gives me hope that never mind how difficult times are, some people will willingly support.
The president described the detractors of the project as Sanballat and Tobias.
Just like Sanballat and Tobias, in the days of Nehemiah, there are some who do not share my view on the building of the National Cathedral. I respect their right to differ, but I'm confident in my decision.
In January that same year, President Akufo-Addo made a personal donation of $8,000 towards the construction cost, saying nothing will stop him from fulfilling his pledge to God.
By the vast numbers of enthusiastic supporters of this project, whose spiritual dimension is limitless.
In October 2023, Duncan Williams and Eastwood Anaba resigned as board members. Before the National Cathedral's completion, Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta announced its commissioning date for March 6, 2024.
And following the program of the contractors, and with God helping us, the National Cathedral is expected to be officially commissioned on March 6, 2024.
For $58 million. The contractor moved to site, dug a foundation and buried the cornerstone. However, the project has failed to leave the ground. The National Cathedral stands as a deep in the nation's conscience, where the promises of political aspiration crashed with the difficulties of financial reality. The question remains, can the National Cathedral pledge be fulfilled?
Well, the military today blocked some MPs from the NDC side from accessing the National Cathedral site. Member of Parliament for North Town, Symbolically, addressed a news conference at the area earlier today.
And we have every right, particularly on the day the President told us in Parliament and assured the country and the Almighty that this project, valued at $450 million, will be commissioned. So we have every right. If 2 years on the project has been abandoned, we have every right to come and demand accountability. And I want to salute all of you standing firm. So we have 13 demands, and I'm going to read those demands clearly, without ambiguity, for the President, who describes these priorities, to respond directly to our demands. And we begin by quoting Malachi 3:8a. Will a man rob God? No. Yet ye have robbed me. So says the word of God. Blessed be his word. Demand number 1. We are demanding an explanation from President Akufo-Addo on why he failed to fulfill his promise to God, to Parliament, and to the sovereign Ghanaian people. The promise to commission his $450 million, that is 5.7 billion Ghana cedis, priority of priorities cathedral. Today, the 6th of March 2024. We demand an explanation. Demand number 2. We are demanding full accountability on what happened to our 58,141,509 United States dollars and 52 cents. So $58.1 million. That is, at current exchange rate, 740 million Ghana cedis. Why is it that all we see here, just behind us, is the world's most expensive pit? We also want to know why the contractors, Ribade JV, abandoned this project for lack of payment 2 years ago. Despite all of these illegal withdrawals of our taxes, $58 million. 2 years ago, the contractor, Ribade JV, abandoned site for lack of payment. We want answers to this. Number 3, we are demanding a comprehensive report on how much it has cost the state to so far replace and compensate some owners of demolished properties, and how much is still outstanding, considering that aggrieved demolished property owners, such as Waterstone Realty, have resorted to the courts. We note that the following properties were recklessly demolished on the orders of President Akufo-Addo: bungalows for judges, the Judicial Training Institute, Head Office, Scholarship Secretariat, bungalows for Shraj, Waterstone Realty Luxury Apartment Complex, headquarters of Comsys IT firm, and the Malian Ambassador's residence. All of these structures were recklessly and senselessly demolished by the President. We want to know the full cost implications to the taxpayer. Number 4, we are demanding that the contract must be immediately terminated to avoid further financial loss to the state. According to the contract, a copy of which we have, of standing time claims, abortive and reworks costs due to main contractor suspension. So every day that this project remains abandoned, the contract that was signed with Ribade JV, the Ghanaian taxpayer is losing. We have to pay. There is a cost to this abandonment. We have to pay for extension of time. We have to pay for standing time. And we also have to pay for abortive and reworks costs due to the main contractor suspension. Demand number 5. We are demanding that the Board of Trustees of the National Cathedral should be dissolved without delay. Demand number 6. We also demand that the National Cathedral Secretariat should be immediately closed. So far, this secretariat has received a staggering 225,962,500 Ghana cedis. It's a very expensive secretariat. And as long as this secretariat remains in existence, it is guzzler. We demand that it be closed. We have attached to this demands list the organogram National Cathedral Secretariat. It's a very elaborate organogram, as you can see. So you have the Board of Trustees, you have the Board Secretary, you have the Secretary, you have consultants, operation of construction, administration and finance, revenue mobilization, the Cathedral Church Affairs, museums and gardens, communications. Then you have an office manager. Then you have secretarial staff. Then you have volunteers, interns, and national service personnel. So it's a very elaborate structure. And we are demanding that after all of this financial loss to the state, this complex secretariat should be closed down immediately. Demand number 7. We are demanding the immediate retrieval of our taxes from the following persons. Architect David Ajay, who has so far pocketed $19.6 million. That is 250 million Ghana cedis. We demand a refund. Kari Summers, who is based in the United States of America, he is also keeping our $6 million. That is 76 million Ghana cedis. We demand a refund. Then there is Reverend Victor Kusi Boatin, Kwabna Edu Jemfi, the infamous. We are demanding our 2.6 million Ghana cedis from all of these people. Demand number 8. We are also demanding a publication of the Deloitte audit, which was promised the Ghanaian people on the 24th of January 2023. It's been more than a year since the National Cathedral put out a statement signed by the chairman of the Board of Trustees, Professor Poko Nyina, that they are inviting Deloitte to audit. Since 24th January 2023, it's been more than a year. Where is that audit? We are demanding a full publication of the audit. Demand number 9. The MPP caucus in Parliament should desist from sabotaging the impending parliamentary probe after a unanimous parliamentary resolution. The MPP's unpatriotic conduct by deliberately delaying the submission of names of their members to the Right Honourable Speaker for the committee to commence work is most condemnable. So you are all aware. But for this delay by our colleagues on the MPP side, Parliament should have instituted a probe long ago, 6 months ago. They are refusing to submit membership of the committee from their side. We demand and urge all Ghanaian citizens to put pressure on their MPP MPs to be patriotic as them. Demand number 10. We are appealing to Shraj to expedite action and publish the outcome of their investigations following my petition to them on the 16th of January 2023. Demand number 11. That the Board of Trustees and the National Cathedral Secretariat account for all private donations so far received. We note that they are still, every now and then, they are still doing adverts, demanding private donations. We ask that they account fully. They have never accounted for that. In the same vein, we are also demanding that they account fully for their infamous United States of America operations. They have never accounted to us how much they have raised from the United States of America. Demand number 12. We are calling on all the prosecutorial institutions to immediately commence the prosecution of all those who have caused this gross financial loss to the state. You can't spend $58 million to only dig a pit. When Bishop Dag Heward-Mills was resigning, he said he is so embarrassed that after all of these taxpayer withdrawals, all he sees is a pit. Bishop Dag Heward-Mills, before he resigned, he expected that the state will act. Before Pastor Otabil resigned, before Archbishop Duncan Williams resigned, before Reverend Isud Anaba resigned, remember they were demanding an audit. Didn't get that audit. We are saying that we demand immediate prosecution of all those who have caused this monumental financial loss, a loss that is unseen in the history of our country, an unprecedented loss. Finally, we call for a national debate leading to a possible national consensus on what should happen to the world's most expensive pit. Some have suggested a specialist children's hospital, which Ghana currently lacks. We also note that recently, the Secretary General of the TU, Dr. Anthony Yauba, suggested that the place be converted to a hospital. We are of the view that we need to have